Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is me, the Mass Reviewer, back again with another review, and today we are doing a review for Starsky and Hutch. This is a movie that I happened to come across on Netflix, and so I decided to watch it. I do not really have any prior background with this film. I did not realize until after I finished watching it that it's actually based on a series that came out, I'm not exactly sure when, but it came out in like probably the 70s, because that seems to be the style of this movie. But yeah, that's my background with the film. And so with that said, let's get into it, starting with the characters. I will say that the characters are very good in my opinion. I thought that Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson played very good lead roles in this as David Starsky and Ken Hutchinson. I thought that there was a good dynamic going on there with Starsky being like this no nonsense, like by the rules cop, and then you have in contrast Hutch. I'm just gonna say Hutch as a like very laid back, goes around, he bends the rules here and there, and I thought it played for a good dynamic. There was also Snoop Dogg. He played Huggy, and he was pretty good. I feel like I've seen Snoop Dogg in some movies, but nothing comes to mind at the moment. But he was good. He did a good job as just this like not like a mafia boss, but like he's a gangster and he's on the street, but he's still like working with the cops kind of, and he plays that role well, I think. You had Vince Vaughn as the villain of the movie, Reese Feldman, and I definitely have seen Vince Vaughn in other like productions, like films and stuff, but for some reason nothing like he looks like a very, like, I've seen him before. Nothing comes to mind though when I think of like what has he been in. Other than that, you had Captain Dobie. He was there. He played his role. Nothing too special to say. You had pretty much everyone else is like, there's not really anything to say about the rest of the side cast. They're there, I guess. Will Ferrell was in this actually. I'll mention that because he played Big Earl, and his character was fine, I guess, for that one scene he was in. So overall, characters, I would say, I would probably give the characters I would go with, I'll say 7.5 out of 10. I thought they were very good in my opinion. Moving on to the plot, I thought the plot was it's pretty generic. It's like the standard, bad guy, and then they're dealing drugs and stuff, and then you have the main characters that are trying to stop them, but there's no proof that they have against them, so every time they catch them, they end up they don't end up catching them in the moments. That's like what happened in this movie. And then it's like the cops are like their boss is very upset at them, and then by the end of the movie it's revealed that no, they were actually right all along. So it's that kind of standard police plot. So, but it was good. It was entertaining to watch. It was you had a lot of good scenes with both Hutch and Starsky, their dynamic at play. You had the dance club. That was a good scene. The golf field. What else was there? There was the bar, the prison with Big Earl, like the mime scene with the bat mitzvah. All of it was just a very good time and very entertaining to watch throughout the entire. Even if the plot was it was like the plot at the core was not anything special, but still the scenes that played out because of it, like the comedy and stuff. I'll get to that after, but overall the plot, I would probably just give I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6.5. I guess it's good. It's but again, nothing too special. The settings were all pretty standard. It all takes place in like the 70s, and I do like that style. It was very cool to see with like the hairs and stuff of all the characters, and you had the dance club and stuff, and it did very, very well encapsulate the 70s vibe, I thought. So, but in terms of the settings, it's like there wasn't like any particular location that I thought was like very that really I was really drawn to, wow, that's cool to see. So overall, the settings, I will just give a 5.5. I'd say they're all decent, but nothing too great. Moving on, the action was it was fine. It was also probably, I'd say, decent. There was nothing like overall great in terms of the action. You did have probably the best thing was like the shootout between what's his name, Chow, and where he shoots Starsky's car, and the shootout there, that was probably the best that the action got. So in terms of action, yeah, it's like a 5.5. It's decent, nothing too special. The comedy, this is where I really think the movie shines. As a comedy, this was very good. I thought I would probably, in terms of comedy, I would give this an 8 out of 10, maybe even an 8.5. I'm gonna lean towards 8, but it's like an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. The comedy I thought was very good. I thought there was a lot of good bits, a lot of good humor, a lot of good stuff, like the knives scene when they confront Chow, the interrogation with Chow with the Russian roulette. I thought that was great, very funny. The mime scene where Starsky and Hutch, they go undercover at the bat mitzvah, the when they shoot the pony, all of it, all very good scenes, very funny. And yeah, like when they're with the cheerleaders, Stacy and what's her other name? I think Holly. Yeah, when they're at the house and then Starsky ends up drinking the cocaine in his coffee. All of it, like a lot of funny stuff, a lot of good stuff to watch. It was entertaining in my opinion, and so I will give the comedy an 8 out of 10. Moving on, buddy cop. I would say this is a pretty good buddy cop. I would probably give it a honestly also an 8 out of 10. I thought that the buddy cop aspect was good. I'm thinking kind of like, because I just recently reviewed the Bad Boys movies, I'm thinking about like Mike and Marcus's their relationship versus Starsky and Hutch. And I would say that probably like Mike and Marcus, they felt closer because they were closer, like they've known each other for years. But then in terms of this one, like Starsky and Hutch, you do kind of see their relationship develop more compared to like Mike and Marcus, where for a lot of the movies their relationship just kind of ended up it didn't change too drastically. It was just like maybe they come to an agreement of like, okay, I understand that like you don't want to live this kind of life or something like that. But then this one, it was really like they come from like, they have these two very drastic contrasting personalities, and then they learn to like still like they learn to work as a team. They would learn like how to be partners to one another, and it's a very, very good buddy cop that comes from it, and it was just very entertaining to watch both of them together. In terms of the worst thing, I would probably, nothing really comes to mind as like the worst per se, but if I had to say something, I would probably, just throwing it out there, I guess, I don't know, I guess there were some underdeveloped characters. I'm not going to put that there was a worst for this, but there were some underdeveloped characters here and there. Again, the settings were not anything too special. The plot was pretty straightforward and basic. So yeah, I'll just go with the basic plot as being the worst thing. Like it was, with comedy movies, you're not supposed to, like, the goal is not really to have like a very like in-depth, meaningful plot. The plot is kind of just like a tool to deliver the comedic bits, which is ultimately what this movie is trying to do, so it succeeds in that. So yeah, so I'm not gonna like say that there was a worst part. In terms of the best part, I would probably just say the buddy cop dynamic, the whole thing, the relationship with Starsky and Hutch. It was entertaining to watch. It was nice, especially the betrayal, like when Hutch finds out that Starsky, like, he wanted to transfer. And then it's like you have that whole like not montage. I guess it's kind of a montage of like it flashes through Starsky and Hutch and the reactions to it, and then you have like them running through the beach together with matching shirts. That very good stuff, and I liked it a lot. So in terms of a buddy cop, I will give it. Well, I said buddy cop 8 out of 10. So the best, I will also give the buddy cop aspect another 8 out of 10. And yeah, so any extra details I have? The music in this movie I thought was really good. I'm assuming most of the songs are from the 70s. Bangers, absolutely great. I love them. It was like from the start all the way to the end. I just loved all the music in this. It was very good. Todd Phillips, apparently he directed this, which I did not realize until I finished the movie. He did Joker, which I thought was good. He did also the Joker sequel, which I don't want to really give my thoughts on it now because I do have a lot to say about that when I eventually get to reviewing that movie. What else? He made the Hangover movies, which I'll have to rewatch them also because I don't exactly have my thoughts very clear on them right now, but I do remember that the first one was very good. What else? He did War Dogs, which is one of my favorite movies. I watched that also this year, and I'm excited to do a review for that one. That was a really good movie. So yeah, Todd Phillips. Honestly, he's some people might hate him, like especially recently with Joker 2, but honestly, he makes some good films, and this is definitely one of them. So yeah, I'm going to do the calculations. So King Crimson. So it ends up coming out to a 7 out of 10, but honestly, I would give it higher. I would probably give this movie probably between like I would say like honestly a 7.5. Here, I don't know. It was very good, I'll say. It's at least a 7.5. I don't know if I would go to great, but definitely a 7.5, maybe between a 7.5 to an 8. I don't think it's an 8, but it is definitely, I would say, at least a 7.5. So I'm just gonna go with 7.5 for now. So yeah, that is pretty much all there is to it. So if you have any recommendations, any movie, shows, anime, in the last video I did a review for Yakuza 0, so also now I'm doing video game stories, so if you have reviews for those, also leave them in the comments. And with that said, let's leave it at that.